session will be about learning how to search for members, searching database 1 and searching database 2. We're going to go ahead and open up ICIWorld.net, and the three buttons that you will use almost 99% of the time are all at the top in the middle, right here. Search database 1, search database 2, and member management. If you click on Search Database 1, it'll explain the difference between the two databases. Database 1 is over 10,000 have and want ads placed by brokers and salespeople, complete with the contact information, and it's unlimited haves and wants. The public can contact you directly. However, Database 2, on the other hand, is over 10,000 have and want ads placed by the public, absolutely free. There's a limited view for the public to see them, but the contact information is available and circulated to executive members only. I'll be showing you how to search that. On the left-hand side, you'll see two buttons. One is called Advanced, the other one Advanced with Contact Information, which I'm going to click on, and a form comes on the screen. You can pick your business area very nicely by simply working from these drop-down boxes. So if I was looking for something in the Greater Toronto area, I've now picked the area. If I'm looking for properties for sale, I'm going to pick the haves, because haves are the properties for sale. And if I click on the business category, you'll see all the different choices here. And if I was looking for shopping centers, I simply click on it. Then I can go down to the bottom of the page just by sliding down, and you'll see that I can sort on them in many different ways. All these different ways can be sorted on, including cap rate, by the way, but we're going to sort them on price minimum. We're going to leave them in descending order. I'm going to make it 100 listings at a time, results on a page, click on search database, and bingo, right away I have 197 of them in the GTA shopping centers, sorted by price, as you see here, starting at $12.5 million. If I wanted to click on the very first one, you can click on it. You'll see all the information that's on the screen. If I hit the back button, I can get down again, click on any one of these, and just click on it, and there's an $8 million plaza, and you can see the information on the screen. And you simply give this gentleman a call. There's the phone number. It's Franco Palermo, and there's his homepage and email address as well. So that's searching for simple things such as shopping centers, and you can do that for other categories as well. If you want to search for buyers, you simply change this to a want. You can actually go down to the bottom of the page, and we usually leave it just by, you can leave it by the date. Actually, I would leave it on default here. Just leave it. So you get the latest ones first, and then you go ahead and search the database. And what you now have on the screen is a whole list of buyers, over 200 buyers for shopping centers, which is a very powerful listing tool. And you literally could print this out. But this isn't the exact list I would give to the owners of a property. What I would do is click on this one over here that says the word advanced. I would again do the search, and you can search Canada, and in this case Ontario we're using as the example. And you can do this for your state or province, any place in North America. And again, go down to shopping centers. And so what you're going to do now is print all the buyers of shopping centers in Ontario, change the number of results to 100, search the database, and up comes over 300 buyers of shopping centers. And so this is a powerful listing tool. It shows how well connected you are into the marketplace of buyers. The moment they list with you, you can literally get on the phone and start contacting these people directly. And this particular list, because I use just the word advanced, does not have the contact names and numbers. You use the contact names and numbers for a personal list for yourself. You can be sitting in a restaurant, be making calls on your cell phone, because the contact names and numbers would be on the screen. Now there's also another database too. We're going to click on that for executive members, and only executive members can get into database 2. If I was to click on the word world right now, you notice I cannot click on any of these numbers. This is the way the public sees this information. I'm going to click on member access to FSBO area. So all the members in the world come to this one site. Click on member access. Now when you click on the word world, you'll start to see that the numbers can be clicked on right here and all the way through. So if I was to click onto this say property, and of course this is properties all over the world as well right now. This particular property happens to be in New York State, and it's a property. If I went right down to the bottom, of this particular property, you'll see that it's actually the owner, Mr. Crawford here, who's got some contact with it. It looks like maybe he's a lending company who knows about this property. It's a mortgage foreclosure is what it is. I can see that. Okay. So if we go down and maybe check just one other, here's 20 acres of land, and we can go down and check on this. You can see that this gentleman happens to be a partner of this particular property. Okay, you notice some of these have a little star beside them. The ones with the stars have been placed by brokers who are not members of our service. We allow them to do that for 3 reasons. Number one, if you're able to connect with one of these people and make $30,000, then it was a benefit to you. Secondly, we're not really giving anything away because the public cannot click on these. And thirdly, these are also on your website in a way that can generate leads for you. Now, the real good way to kind of search this member area, or pardon me, the database number 2, is to click on the word advanced on the left. And if I was looking for, say, buyers, again, you can pick the area that you want buyers in. You simply click and choose the area that you're interested in. We're going to choose maybe the Greater Toronto area. And I'd like to find out if there's any buyers for maybe residential income-producing apartment buildings. So I've chosen wants for apartment buildings. Now, there is a nice little button down here that says, are you a broker or salesperson? So if you don't want the buyers from other real estate people, but strictly principals, this is for the message for the people that are putting in the listing. And so if they're putting in a listing, they're going to answer, no, I am not a broker or salesperson, which means they're a principal. You can simply go down here, make the number of results 100, search the database, and bingo, up comes all the buyers who are looking for buildings in Ontario. If I was just to take one of these right here, somebody looking for 10 units or more, there's a gentleman named Mike Lee. Look, he's looking for multifamily buildings, and there's his phone number right there. You can literally give him a call and discuss and develop a business relationship with him with a view towards selling him a building. Some brokers have actually come in here and got the buyer. They've even searched the Toronto Real Estate Board and found a property and matched them up between the buyers here and properties that could be on your real estate board. So that's how to do 2 searches. I'm going to do one more, something called a keyword advanced search. I'm going to click on that. If I was looking for, and this is most appropriate for businesses and sometimes for locations as well. If you want to see all the properties in Hamilton, Ontario, you can click on that. And if you only wanted, say, apartment buildings in Hamilton, Ontario, you could do that. You would change that to a have. You could go down to the bottom of the page. You could simply sort on the, actually, we'll do a different sort this time by cap rate. Click on search database, and we'll see we've got a 9% one here and an 8.5% one there. If everyone else filled in their cap rates, you'd have them listed here. But you'll see the buildings come up. If I was to change it and sort them by price, which I can do here by choosing price minimum, I come in here and you'll see that there's about 29 buildings literally from $10.9 million on down, and you'll see them there. Now, another nice thing that you can do, I'm going to freshen up the form by clicking on Advanced with Contact, and I'll show you how keyword searches work. If I'm looking for a gas station or a gas bar, gas is the keyword. Again, I could be looking in a specific area, maybe just in a province, so I'm going to change that to a have. I'm searching the word gas in Ontario. In the subject line, I changed it to a have. Slide this all the way down to the bottom, and I'm going to search these gas stations, and I'm going to sort them by price minimum. In descending order is fine. I'll put in 100 here and search. And what you see coming on the screen is about 50 gas stations. These are haves and wants that we've chosen here. If I was to only wanted the haves, I could have chosen the haves. These are both haves and wants. Hit the back button, go back up the page here, and actually I did choose the wants. Those were buyers. Now I'm going to choose the haves, pardon me, and let's go down to the, oops, I've left it on wants. I'm trying to get this to go to a have. I'm sorry about that. There we go. It's a have. Go down to the bottom of the page, change it to a have, and search them again. And bingo, up comes 81 gas stations in Ontario, starting at $9.5 million, an Ultramar diesel gas truck stop, as you see here. So that's a way to do keyword searching. And if I was to do that again, I wanted to find hotels and motels. A little trick is to simply type in OTEL because it's part of the word hotel and part of the word motel. If I was to search on the haves again, just in Canada alone, and again go down and sort them by price minimum, I'll just search 25 this time just to get a flavor of what's here. You'll see that all of a sudden we have over 130 hotels and motels, literally from $160 million on down. Let's hit the back button again, and you can also search buyers that way using keyword searches as well. You can do the same thing in search database number 2, and if I was to click on member access, go down to advanced with contact, and if I wanted, say, gas stations, again in Ontario, and I'm going to do that here and change it. I'll leave it on haves and wants. I want to see the buyers and sellers of gas stations right now, and I'm going to go ahead and just simply search and see them, and you'll see there's over 151, some from real estate people. These are buyers and sellers. If I wanted to get, say, just the buyers and just principal buyers, I would answer no here. I would go back up the page and change the haves and wants, change it to a want. If I search the wants, those are the buyers. So buyers of gas stations in Ontario, go down to the bottom, strictly principals, as you see here. I'm going to leave them the way it is. Search the database, and what you have is 35 buyers now of gas stations in Ontario looking to buy. If I wanted to see hotels, what's available for buyers or sellers of hotels, simply change it to OTEL, and I'll leave it on, say, wants. I'll leave it on haves and wants to see buyers and sellers of hotels, just principals, by answering no, and search the database. There's 150 buyers and sellers of hotels and motels directly from principals. You can do this with all kinds of other keyword searches. If you wanted to find buyers, principal buyers, let's say again in the Toronto area for, say, apartment buildings, you simply change this to a want and change this to apartment buildings. There they are, and go all the way down to the bottom of the page. Again, answer no. These are going to be principal buyers now of apartment buildings that are on ICIWorld, and there's 137 of them. You can simply click on one of them here. And if they're looking for rental properties, you'll see their name kind of come up on the page. There's a professional real estate investor, he calls himself, looking for residential properties. There's other people looking to purchase different kinds of properties. Okay, that completes our little session for advanced searches for executive members only. If you have any questions, feel free to call us. We're available to you at any time.